let's have a look at this pig then. Alright, it's got a tax disc on it. 28 for the 2nd, 15. I presume that's when it was last on the road, but she ain't pretty. Those of you that follow my channel on a regular basis would have heard what I've got to say about this already, because I think I updated you in an earlier video, but for those new, I bought this from a chap, might have been eBay or Facebook Marketplace, I can't remember, and I can't even remember what I paid for it. I seem to think it was around about 100 quid, because I do remember thinking, if it's a complete bag of shit, it's got brand new tyres on it, and the tyres are probably worth what I'm paying for the bike. But yeah, it did run when I bought it. Yeah, she's in a bit of a state. It did run when I bought it, although it made a god awful noise, and it smoked like a bastard. Smoked like Molly Wimbley. Let's see, she's showing any oil. Yep, not bad either. Oh, it is leaning this way a little though. But I've had a look on eBay, and a barrel and piston kit for this is a ridiculously low 35 quid. However, the god awful rear it was making, I feel, is probably top end, so a barrel and piston will obviously not address that. What I'm going to do is we will try and get it going again, because it does go. It's just been standing since last November. We'll try and get it going again. We'll do a compression test on it, and depending on the outcome of that compression test, we'll follow that up with a leak down test and see if we can establish where its problems lie. But this is what I'm going to be working on for the next few episodes of Bertie Bodget. And do you know what? I'm going to sit on it. It is a big, comfy old bike. It really is. 50,000 kilometres, I believe that is. Which probably explains why she's worn to buggery. Yeah, it really ain't pretty. I think a good bath would make it look 10 times better than what it is. It's very, very stiff to push as well. I don't know whether that's wheel bearings, brakes binding, or what the hell, but it's very, very stiff to push. So, we will get stuck into that. The Zontes, for those that have been following, is plugged away there in the corner under the sheet. It's waiting parts that I may or may not ever get, because I just can't find them. You'll know that if you've been following it anyway. I've had that probably, I don't know, or the donor bike rather, I've had for well over 2 years, probably 3. So to say that one is a bit of a slow burn is an understatement. Anyway, let's get this pig wheeled up to the shed and get stuck in. Right, let's make a start on this pig then, shall we? The first thing I want to do is pull that bowl out, get access to the inner workings. I'll spend as much time as I can in the shed, because the wind really does play havoc with this camera. I am going to have to invest in a new one. Right, before I start, I just want to read out a message that I got on Facebook, what did you call it, Messenger. It's a private message. It wasn't a comment on one of my videos. This was a private message I received from a guy called Andrew. and it's really nice. It says, really enjoy your YouTube videos and have watched your Zonti's rebuild with fascination. Had a Honda C70 in the 70s and now I'm retired, hoping to get back into biking. Your videos have been a really great way to see the workings of motorbikes in an easy to digest way. No rubbish and straightforward comments that have struck a chord with me and many others. He goes on to say a few other things, but really nice message. Thank you, Andrew. If you're watching this, I do appreciate that, and it's messages like that that you know, it makes the whole thing worthwhile. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. Anyway, enough of the drivel. Let's carry on. Let's get this seat bowl out. Power tool thing that I ought to make more use of, but in fact I'm going to go and get it. I'm piss arsing about with this little thing. Let me get the power tools out. I don't know why I don't use this more often, to be honest with you. There's a desiccated spider under there. Look. That'd make Charlie run, wouldn't it? Right, looks like there's a couple of Phillips there as well. Right, let me pull this out and then we'll show you what's inside. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Very grotty. So we want to do a compression test on it, but what I'm going to do first, I've got a freshly charged battery here. I'm going to connect that and just see if she will fire up. I did try it a month or so ago and it just wouldn't start, but it is a fresh battery, so what we've got to do is I've had a bit of a sniff in the old fuel tank as well. It is old fuel, but it doesn't smell that bad. I mean, there's a school of thought that says take the fuel out because you don't want that shite going into the carb. Yeah, very valid, but I'm going to clean the carb anyway as an absolute minimum and possibly replace it anyway, so I'm happy to try it. I was looking up parts, oh you bugger, on various websites as well. I can get a piston and barrel kit for 35 quid. I can also get a complete head, complete with camshaft, cam sprocket, valves, everything ready to drop on, and that is 62 quid. So for what, less than 100 quid we can actually get the entire top end replaced. Okay, get that nut, it slipped out. That's got it. So yeah, I'm not too worried about how this is. I mean, obviously I'm going to try and repair or adjust what we've got. I don't want to spend money unnecessarily. Anyway, that's tightened. I'll just get you guys back here. You're in the way. I'll see she'll fire. Right, I'm going to whip the plug out, squirt a bit of fuel straight down the plug hole. Anybody who follows Musty One, an American with a YouTube channel, very good, this is his trick. Actually, look at them fork legs. They are lovely. A little bit grotty up the top, but they're not grotty up the top, it's just dust. Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, no wrong with them. Where was I? Plug spanner. Plug spanner, that's what we need. There she goes. Bugger, that was tight. Right. No idea what size that is. 16 and a 17 here. It's not easy to get at. I'm probably going to take this bloody plastic off. That's the one. It's a very poorly designed casing because you're going to have to get at your plug. And that doesn't come out very easily. I don't know if I've cracked that loose or not. Such an awkward bloody position to be in. I think if I do rebuild this engine, and even if I don't rebuild this engine in actual fact, I'm going to separate the engine from the chassis, just because it's not difficult to do. And it's a damn sight easier to work on the engine, clean it up, and it does need a clean. Bloody hell. I'll have to hack this down, won't I? 15-minute video on removing a bloody spark plug, which I've just dropped on the floor. Where did it go? There we go. Wow! What a tiny little plug. Doesn't look very old. She's a little black and carboned up, but the gap don't seem to be too bad. I'll tell you what, sense to check for spark, wouldn't it? Oh, don't think so. That explains why she won't start. We had devoid of spark. No, let me get another plug. Now this definitely was running, so if it's lost spark, which it has, it's done so. The same. It's done so just by it sitting there doing nothing. It's alright. To be honest with you, I've never ever in my life had a spark plug fail, so it'll be highly unlikely that it's this. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Right, that does not stop me doing a compression check on it. It does mean that I've got to start chasing spark now though, before we can ever hope of seeing it run. Interesting. Right, compression tester. Let me turn you off, guys, and I'll get that set up. Right, I think we're in anyway. Genuine first compression test. I've not done this beforehand or anything like that. See what she's got. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, hang on. I'm struggling to keep that in shot for you, but it's not good. So, actually it's not as bad as I thought. What we got there, 80 psi. Okay, leak down test. That's probably the next thing. But before I go for a leak down test, I want to get some of this body work out of the way, because it's impeding me getting at everything. So let me do that next, I think. Well, what a bloody ridiculously stupid design, Kymco. I said to you, I'll just whip these plastics off, get them out of the way, thinking it'd be a 15-minute job. Well, I can tell you, I've been going at it 45 minutes so far. I've managed to get those sides off, but look at this for a stupid design. You can get all the screws and clips and everything off, holding those side panels on, with the exception of that little screw there, inside, one each side, holding the back light on, which you cannot get to while it's on. Just those two screws. So you have to take the two panels and the rear light off together like that. Fuck knows how you go about changing a bulb. What a completely hideous design. Anyway, we've done that bit. I now want to get this off, which is probably another ridiculous number of screws hidden that you can't get at, but yeah, we're slowly getting there. Right, let me carry on. I just thought I'd show you that Right, bodywork's off. We can now get at things. I've just done another compression test as well, just to confirm, because sometimes when you've got the bodywork in the way, you don't get it screwed in properly. So I've done it again, and I'm still getting 80 psi. Whilst not great, it should still run. So what I'm going to do now, I still want to try and see if I can get this to fire, and I need to try and get spark plug. I've got that coil there. I don't know if that's the fault, but I have got a spare one. I don't know if my spare one's any good, in all fairness, but we are going to temporarily connect it. Now I also don't know whether this needs to be connected to ground as well, you know, the coil, but let's just pop it on, shits and giggles as they say, and just see if we get spark back. So, push it on. Nope. Like I say, I don't really know if this coil's any good. So potentially then, the problem is not the coil. What else? What else could it be? See, I'm an old-fashioned sort of bloke. I can understand points and condensers and timing and setting gaps and all that bollocks. I have to confess, I'm all at sea a little bit with this new modern fangled CDI, even though it's not that new or fangled. What shall I do now? What can I do to get spark back? I could change out that CDI, I think. I've got a spare one of them. Probably giving it the wrong name. Right. She does look a bit grotty, but in all fairness, the whole bike looks a bit grotty. Oh, it's a genuine Kymco one. No, I know I haven't got one of those. I've got the ones with 2 separate plugs on. I haven't got one with a separate one on like that. So let's pop that one back in its hole. Pretend we didn't see it. I wonder if I should bolt the coil to the frame. Yeah, let me get a screwdriver. Actually, before I do that, I'll have yet another coil here. So let's pop that one on. That orange thing is a cheap Chinese one, in all fairness. Mind you, who's to say this isn't a cheap Chinese one? I've got no idea where I got it from. I just accumulate this crap. Get on, you bugger. I don't really want to be fucking about trying to get spark back. I want to get on with the bike, but I need to get it running for my own peace of mind before I start tearing it down. I don't want to be chasing this crap after I've rebuilt it. I'm pissing in the wind here, ain't I? There's no spark. Actually, I know it's a stupid thing to be looking for at this stage, but has it got an engine kill? No, don't appear to have. That'd be bloody stupid, wouldn't it, if I've been sitting here fuck-assing about and it had an engine kill somewhere. Side stand. got one. Has it got a switch on it though? It does not appear to have. I can't see any switch on there at all. In actual fact, I always find it a little bit silly putting a side stand on a scooter, because the auto choke on them makes them rev high, which spins the back wheel, which shoots them forward, which knocks it off the side stand. Seen that many a time. Right, what shall we do? I'm going to have a little bit of a think. Getting a bit tired actually, I might call it a day soon, but let me have a little think about what I can do to try and recover this spark, and then we'll switch camera back on again. Cheers. Right, at the minute we're still chasing spark. I have gone through a bit of wiring, I've cleaned some earths up and what have you. Still no joy. I'm just pulled off the pickup and it's very rusty. I don't honestly think that's the cause of it, to be honest with you, but I'm going to clean that up. I'm also going to pull that flywheel off, give that a clean up. Again, I don't think it's anything to do with it, but we'll give it a clean up and we'll eliminate it. I'm limited on room here for filming and what have you, so I shall get on with that and then bring you back when we're done it. Cheers. How irritating. I've got the nut off, and what you normally do is screw a puller in there and draw off the flywheel, and I've got this comprehensive set of flywheel pullers, and would you believe not a single one of them fits. So what we're going to do is try and clean off that flywheel in situ. Oh dear, things you have to do, eh? I've got this thing on the end of the drill here, just like a wire brush, so we'll see how we do with that. We'll do even better if we actually turn the damn thing on though. Well, that's going to take some time because I've got to clean a little bit, rotate it a little bit, clean a little bit. Oh dear, hang on, back soon. Right, done, had enough. No spark still, can't find out why. I need to get into that coil under that flywheel, but until I get the proper puller I'm not going to be able to do that, so we'll go away on eBay I think and see if we can get hold of a flywheel puller suitable, and we will revisit this on another day. Thanks for watching guys, catch you later. Good morning everybody. It's actually a few days later. It's a few minutes for you, but it's a few days later for me. I'm still back on this Kymco chasing spark. Let down by what I thought was a comprehensive flywheel puller, and it let me down. I did remember though, amongst my stash of shite, that I did have this one. So I have just successfully removed that flywheel. Yeah, is that washer off my flywheel puller or is it off the... oh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. yeah, anyway, so we've pulled it off. I'm going to give that a damn good clean up. I'm going to pull that stator out and give that a good old clean up. I'm going to pull that what's it called, a lux or detector or something, the pickup anyway. I'm going to pull that out, clean that up as well, and then we're going to re-gap it, check the gap, and we'll see where we are with spark. Now my gut feeling on this is that it's not a component failure, it's some sort of corrosion issue. The reason I say that is because it ran absolutely fine, and the only thing it's done between running fine and today is that I left it out in the garden under a sheet for about 8 months. So yeah, I think it's corrosion. We're just going to chase it down and try and find it. Anyway, I'm going to do that off camera, and we'll bring you guys back if we get any luck. Cheers. Right, let me show you what I've got so far. That's the flywheel, and I've cleaned that up. Quite obviously that's just going to rust again. When these are new, they're like a gold colour. They've got like a coating on it, a zinc coating or something, stops them rusting. Or in this case it didn't, because that rusted to buggery. But anyway, I've cleaned that up. I doubt very much whether that being rusty would make a difference. But let's eliminate it, cleaned it up anyway. I've more or less got the stator out. As you can see, it's very, very cruddy. Again, there's some damage on there as well. I think I've done that, barring it out, to be honest with you. Anyway, we'll test that, we'll own that out and test it. But it's very cruddy, needs cleaning, we'll do that. Again with the pickup, I did clean it a little bit, but I'll give that a thorough clean. But then, more interestingly, is the connector. I don't know how well that will show up on the camera, but that is quite corroded, and hopefully cleaning that up alone will get me my spark back. So right, we're going to completely remove that stator. We'll test it, we'll get it back in, and we'll see if that gives us back out spark. The Suzuki, somebody pointed out that they thought the chain looked loose. Sorry, I can't remember who you were. I'll have to look at the comments, but yes, you're quite right, it was loose, and I've tensioned that up again. I think that's okay now. I only tensioned it a week or two before and it just went loose again. It is a new chain. I'll put that down to it just bedding in. So right, anyway, back to the Kymco. Let me get that work done and we'll switch the camera back on. Right then guys, this one's kicking my ass a bit. I'm beginning to this is beginning to go like the YBR, i.e. it's going to get thrown down the back of the shed and forgot about. Right, let me tell you what I've done, what's going on. There's no side stand switch. I've checked, there's not one on it, so it ain't that. There's no spark still. Now the only thing that's changed from when this was running and now having no spark is it stood under a sheet over there for 8 months. So what's gone wrong with it that's caused it to have no spark? Now I've cleaned up the flywheel, and I've cleaned up all the stator underneath that. I've cleaned up all the earths. I've changed over the pickup on that to a known good one. Still no spark. I've cleaned out all the plugs and the wiring. Still no spark. Could it be the stator? Now they're 50 quid. I've looked. Could it be the CDI? They're 50 quid. I've looked. Now I'm happy to buy one of those if that's what it needs. But what I don't want to do is start firing the parts cannon at it, buying bits willy-nilly, and it not working. So I'm throwing it out to you guys. Why hasn't this got no spark? What can I check? Alright then, for the time being, we're leaving it there. The rain's starting to come down, so we are going to call it a day. Cheers everyone, catch you later. Good morning guys. What a lovely day. I should be out riding the damn things instead of sitting here piss-arsing about with them. Anyway, it's the next day. I've been piss-arsing about with this non-sparking Kymco, and I think I've come to the conclusion that the stator is dead. Now that begs the question, why would a stator die through just sitting there? Anyway, I will try to explain to you why I've come to this conclusion, and if any of you guys want to comment or put me right, because I'll be honest, electrics are not my thing. But right, first thing we've got here, I'm fairly certain this is a DC stator on this, through my investigations. Most of them are AC, but I think this one is DC, but I am going to test both. So we've got a test meter there, we've got the negative on the battery. Now someone's going to tell me I'm doing this all wrong, and if I am, please do tell me. We've got the positive on the wire that goes to the pickup coil on the stator. Okay, now I'm expecting 70 odd volts, so we're going to go to DC first. I'm going to set it for 600 volts. Now let's set it for 200. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Let's try and get you in a better position. When I say you can see that, there's not actually anything to see, which kind of... Right, I'm now going to crank it. Nothing. Let's set it for 600. No, nothing. And we can switch it to AC as well. Nothing. So there appears to be nothing coming off the pickup coil whatsoever. The second test I've done, which leads me to believe that the stator is bollocks, to give it its technical term, is the other two wires that come out the... I'm trying to balance you guys here, sorry for the shit camera work. I know I've been in trouble for shit camera work before, but... Right, let me just try and get you where you guys can possibly see something. So, these are the wires like coming off the charging coils. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set my meter to continuity, so that when I touch the two leads together, I don't know if you can hear that, I hope so, but they're bleeping. Now you can see I poked a couple of terminals in there, so if I connect my test meter, bear in mind this is only a 2-wire coil, look, so it's not 3 wires to test. They're joined, they're shorted out to each other. So that leads me to believe that the stator is bollocks. What I'm a little confused about, as previously said, is why would a stator die just through sitting there under a sheet. My second concern, bear in mind this is a cheapo Chinese scooter, has it taken anything else out with it? Coil, not a problem, they're cheap as buggery. The CDI on this seems to be fairly unique to this bike. Oh, you're pissed. Hang on, let me pull that out and I'll show you. I can do it with one hand. Come on, yes, sod. So yeah, it's got, firstly it's got Kymco written on it. Yeah, there you go. It's fairly big, much bigger than normal ones, and it's just got one big plug on it. so it's not a standard CDI. I can buy it. Again, we're looking at 50-60 quid. So there's 100 quid straight away into this bike before I've even touched it. You know, it's got engine problems as well. You know, so we're I'm starting to wonder now whether to just put this back together, advertise it spares or repairs, no spark, kick it down the road and be done with it. That is my initial thoughts at the moment. What do you guys think? Cheers. Right, welcome back everybody. I've taken this, this is the Stator from the Kymco. Now you remember I sort of crossed them out with the test meter and found that they seem to be shorted out from each other. So it's now taken off the bike, and if we put my meter on continuity, can't even say it, it's a bit dodgy. Come on, why are you working? Behave yourself. Oh, that's brilliant. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that, but if you can't, you just take my word for it. So those are the two terminals, and we can definitely see they're shorted out, and I'm fairly certain they shouldn't be. Okay, so here, just to sort of confirm what I'm saying, here is a brand new Stator. Well, why don't you just put that one on, Bertie? Well, the reason is that I'm fairly certain is a DC Stator and this is an AC Stator, and the difference is, you can see that's got two insulated coils on it, and that, as far as I'm aware, and I'm sure you guys will correct me if I'm wrong, but that denotes this as being an AC starter. If I put that on, I think we'll have all sorts of smoke and mirrors and whatever. It's also got more wires on it than I require, but still on continuity. What bugger me. See, those two are shorted together as well. Now I'm confused. Surely they should not be shorted together. Let's just do it on the plug, and indeed they are. Well, I don't know now. I mean, that aside, it still wasn't putting anything out on the pickup. Do a continuity test on the pickup itself. This is the old one. And there's nothing there. Should there be? Let's do the same test on the new one. Blue and white. So that's that one there. No continuity. So I was expecting continuity there, and there isn't continuity, and I wasn't expecting continuity there, and there is continuity. I think that probably clearly shows what I know about stators. Right. Let me have a think about this, do some more research and see which way this is going to go. Cheers. Right, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Don't know what I'm going to do with this one now. I'm thoroughly confused. I convinced myself that Stator was knackered, and then when I did test on that new Stator, it's left me not sure again. Clearly something's not right because I've got no spark, but I'm not exactly sure what to do, what to buy, or whether to just forget this and kick it on down the road. I mean, it's got brand spanking new tyres on it, so parting it out would almost certainly get me my money back, but I'm very, very reluctant to take bikes apart and destroy them, even cheap Chinese ones. But anyway, if there's anyone out there who knows about the inner workings of stators and what you should do and how you thoroughly, properly test them, there's lots of videos on YouTube, but so I don't find them very clear, to be honest with you, and I can't find anything on the little 3-wire stator that I've got. They're all like 4 or 5, 6 pole, 4-wire, 5-wire, 6-wire, what have you. So yeah, we'll wrap it up, but hit me up on the comments, let me know what you think, what I should test, anything you know about them. I'm all ears. Cheers guys, we'll catch you later.